everyone, I'm Kinjal Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Computer Engineering. So here is the chapter 2, Lexical Analyzer, and in this lecture we'll learn Lex tool and example on syntax tree method. So first, what is Lex and why it is required? So Lex tool is used to generate the lexical analyzer. So we have already learned lexical analyzer, that lexical analyzer is used to generate the sequence of token from input string. So Lex tool is used to generate the stream of tokens from input string. So Lex scans the source program in order to get the stream of tokens, and these tokens are related together so that various programming constructs such as expressions, block statements, procedures, control structures can be realized. Means Lex scans the source program in order to get the stream of tokens, and that stream of tokens will be related together so that various programming construct can use that token. So there are two types of compiler which are used with the C compiler. First one is Lex compiler and second is Yak compiler. So Lex compiler is used to generate the lexical analyzer, and Yak compiler, YAAC compiler, used to generate the parser. Means the output of this Lex will be passed to the Yak compiler so that it can generate parse tree. So our first phase is lexical analyzer. So Lex tool is used to generate the first phase, which is lexical analyzer, and our second phase is syntax analysis. So Yak compiler is used to generate the parser. So these two compilers are binded together with the C compiler to convert the source program into stream of tokens, and from that stream of tokens to generate the parse tree. So we'll see that how Lex works and how it converts the program into sequence of tokens. So here is the work of Lex compiler. That first step is at Lex specification file x.l will be passed to Lex compiler. Now what is Lex specification file? So Lex specification file stores the regular expression for the tokens, and it can be created using .l extension. So for example, x.l. So this x.l Lex specification file will be passed to Lex compiler, and then Lex compiler will generate lexical analyzer program from that Lex file. So it will generate the lex.yy.c programming file. So lex.yy.c is a C program which is actually a lexical analyzer program. So it consists of tabular representation of transition diagrams constructed for the regular expression. So here x.l program will be passed to Lex compiler and it will generate the lex.yy.c, means Lex compiler will convert the regular expression for the tokens into transition diagrams, and these transition diagrams are used to recognize the lexeme. So lexeme can be recognized with the help of this tabular representation of transition diagram. So we can find the number of tokens from this lexeme. Okay, so this is the first step of Lex, that x.l file will be converted into lex.yy.c, means regular expression will be converted into transition diagram. Now step 2. So in step 2, lexical analyzer program which is created by Lex tool will be passed to C compiler. So when the lexical analyzer program will be passed to C compiler, it will generate one object called a.out. Okay, so C compiler compiles the generated lex.yy.c and produce an object program a.out. So this is how Lex compiler will be binded with C compiler, that it will generate the transition diagram, and that transition diagram will be passed to C compiler, so it will generate the object code. Now step 3 is that object code is used to generate the stream of tokens, that the sequence of or the string of source program will be passed to the object code, and that object code will generate stream of tokens. So stream of tokens can be generated from string of source program. So these are the 3 steps performed to generate the stream of tokens using LEX tool. So LEX tool is used to generate the stream of tokens, and we can also use the LEX program written in C language which can generate the stream of tokens, but LEX tool is faster to generate the stream of tokens. Now we'll see the structure of LEX program. That LEX program consists of 3 parts. First part is declaration part, second part is rule part, and third part is auxiliary procedure part. So in this part our LEX program is divided, that the file x.l is divided into these 3 parts. First one is declaration part. So declaration of variables constant will be done in this section. Now second part is rule section. So in rule section, C code for regular expression will be defined. And third part is auxiliary procedure part. So in the third part, required functions, procedures will be defined in this auxiliary procedure section. Okay, so this is how LEX works, and it generates the stream of tokens, and the output of LEX will be passed to the YAK compiler so that it can generate the parse tree. Now next topic is example on syntax tree method. We have already learned one example on syntax tree method. So we'll learn one more example on syntax tree method. So before discussing the syntax tree method, we'll see the rules to compute nullable first position and last position, as the first step is to compute the first position and last position of each input symbol. So here, if a leaf node label with null, then the nullable of that node will be true, and first position of that node will be 5 and last position of that node will be 5. And if a leaf node with position I, then nullable will be false, as there is one input symbol. So first position of that leaf node will be that position. Means if there is a node with position 1, then the first position of A will be 1 and last position of A will be 1. Now for OR node, so OR node will have 2 child C1 and C2. So nullable of that OR node can be nullable of C1 or it can be nullable of C2. And first position of OR node will be union of first position of C1 and first position of C2. And last position of OR will be union of last position of C1 and last position of C2. Now third node is concate node. So concate node will have 2 child. So the nullable of dot node will be nullable of C1 and nullable of C2. Now first position of dot node will be if nullable of C1, means if C1 is nullable, then first position of C1 union first position of C2. Means if null string generates from C1 node, then the dot node will be, means if the null string can generate from C1 node, then first position of dot node will be first position of C1 union first position of C2. And if null strings can't be generated from C1, then first position of dot node will be first position of C1. And last position of dot will be if nullable of C2. Means to find the last position of dot, we'll check for the nullable of C2. That if nullable of C2, then last position of C1 union last position of C2. Else last position of C2. Means if C2 is not nullable, then in the last position of dot node, last position of C2 will be added. Now last tool is for star node. So for star node, nullable will be true as the clean star can generate the null string, and first position of star node will be first position of C1 as star node will have always one child. So first position of star node will be first position of C1 and last position of star node will be last position of C1. Now we'll see one example that here expression given as A positive plus B clean star C or D F hash. Now here input symbols are A, B, C, D, F and hash. Hash is compulsory to solve the example using syntax tree method that we need to augment the expression with hash symbol. So here there is first character is A positive plus. Now now as we had discussed the rules for different operators and input symbol, there are no rules for positive plus. So when there is positive plus in expression, we need to convert this expression in form of clean star. So as we know that positive plus means one or more string and clean star means zero or more string. So if we add one compulsory A in clean closure, then this A star expression will be equal to A plus, as in A plus there is A compulsory. Rather than that, A plus generate the same input string as B star. So if there is A plus in expression, then it can be converted into A star or A star A. So here we have converted this expression in form of clean closure, that we have converted A plus into A star, and the remaining input will be as it is, that B star, C or D, F and hash. So there are 6 input symbols in this example, that A, B, C, D, F and hash. Now we'll give the position to each input symbol. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. We'll give the position from 1 to n. Now we'll construct the syntax tree for this expression. So here A dot A clean closure. Okay. So here A dot A clean closure. So A dot A star dot B star. So dot B star dot C or D. So dot C or D. Dot F. So dot F and dot hash. So here you can see the syntax tree for this expression. Now first step is to find the first position of each input symbol. So the first rule is for leaf node, that if there is leaf node, then the first position of that leaf node will be the position of that node. So here the position of this A node is 1. So first position of this A will be 1. Same, the position of this A is 2. So first position of this A will be 2. Same, first position of B will be 3. First position of C will be 4. First position of D will be 5. First position of F will be 6. And first position of hash will be 7. Now there are dot, star and all nodes are left to be computed. Now next we'll find the first of star node, that here the rule of star says that first position of its child will be copied down into first position of star. So here first position of star is 2. So 2 will be first position of star. Same, first position of its child is 3. So first position of star will be 3. Okay, now next here for OR nodes. Now the rule of OR says that in the first position of OR node, the union of its first child and its second child will be added. So here the first child is C and second child is D. So the first position of C is 4 and first position of D is 5. So 4 union 5. So 4, 5 will be added in the first position of OR. Now we want to find the first position of this first dot. So the rule of dot says that check for the nullable of C1 child. So here C1 child is A. So A is compulsory, means it is not nullable. So if A is not nullable, then first of A will be copied down in first position of dot. So first position will be A. Now here this A. So now we'll find the first position for this dot. So now C1 child for this dot is A dot A star. Now here A will be the child for all these dots. So here A is compulsory in all the expression. So we'll copy down the first position of A in all the dots. As here A is compulsory, means our first child will be A for all these dots. So there can be A star, there can be A star, B star, there can be A star, B star, C or D, or there can be A star, B star, C or D, F. But there is A which is compulsory, so the rule of nullable will not be, so the rule of nullable will not be applied for all the dots. So the first position of the child will be copied down in all the dots. So here for second dot, the first dot is C1 child. So the first of C1 will be added in first of this dot. Same way in all the dot, the first position of its child will be added. Now second step is to find the last position of each input symbol. So the rule for leaf node says that the last position of leaf node will be its position. So here A has position 1. So last position of A will be 1. Same last position of this A will be 2. Same last position of this B will be 3. Then last position of C will be 4. Last position of D will be 5. Last position of F will be 6. And last position of H will be 7. Now, next we'll find the last position for this star. So, in this star, last position of C1 child will be added. So, last position of A is 2. So, last position of star will be 2. Same, last position of this star will be 3, as the last position of each child is 3. And for OR node, the union of last position of C1 and last position of C2 will be added. So 4 union 5. So 4 and 5 will be added in last position of OR. Now we'll find the last position for dot node. So we'll check for the first node that the second child is nullable or not. So here second child is A star. So as A star means A star can generate 0 or more A. So star can be nullable. So this child is nullable. So if the C2 child is nullable, then the union of last position of C1 and last position of C2 will be added in the last position of this dot. So 1 and 2 will be added in the last position of first dot. Now we'll find the last position for second dot. So here the child of second dot is B star. So B star is also nullable. So last position of dot will be 1, 2, union 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, same way we'll check for this third dot. So the C2 child of this dot is C or D. So here as C or D, one input symbol is compulsory. So this tree does not generate the nullable string. So last position of this dot node will be last position of its child, C2. So here the last position of this OR node is 4, 5. So 4, 5 will be added in the last position of dot. Now same for the fourth dot. So last C2 child of the dot is F. So here the last position of this F is 6. So as the F does not generate null string, F is compulsory in the input string. So in this dot, last position of F will be added in last position of dot. Same way, the last position of has is 7. So the last position of this dot will be 7 as has does not generate null string. So we have computed first position and last position for each input symbol. Now next step is to find the follow position for each input symbol. So here is the end node, that 1 to 7 position and each input symbol. Now the rule of follow position will be applied in two operators only, for dot operator and for star operator will not apply. There is no rule for or operator. So we'll apply the rule of follow position for star node. So here for star node, first position of star is 2 and last position of this star is 2. So the follow position of this last position will be its first position, means the follow position of 2 will be 2. So here follow position of 2 is 2. Now next, here we'll apply the follow position rule in this star. So here first position of this star is 3 and last position of this star is 3. So the follow position of 3 will be 3. So follow position of 3 is 3. Now we'll apply the rule on each dot node. So there are 5 dot nodes. So first we'll apply the rule on first dot node. So here we'll apply the rule of dot node in its child. Now we'll apply the rule on each dot. So here first dot, so we'll apply the rule on child, that to apply the rule first we'll check the last position of C1 and first position of C2. So in the last position of C1, first position of C2 will be added. So the first position, so the follow position of 1 will be 2. So follow position of 1 is 2. Now we'll apply the rule on second dot. So here the last position of first child is 1, 2 and first position of second child is 3. So in the follow position of 1 and 2, 3 will be added. So in the follow position of 1, 3 will be added, and in the follow position of 2, 3 will be added. Now we'll apply the rule on third dot. So the last position of first child is 1, 2, 3 and first position of second child is 4, 5. So 4 and 5 will be added in 1, 2 and 3. So 4 and 5 will be added in 1, 4 and 5 will be added in the follow position of 2 and 4 and 5 will be added in follow position of 3. Now we'll apply the rule on fourth dot. So the first child of fourth dot is 4, 5 and second child of 4, 5, and second child of this dot is 6. So in the follow position of 4 and 5, 6 will be added. So in the follow position of 4, 6 will be added, and in the follow position of 5, 6 will be added. Now the last dot, the last position of first child is 6 and first position of this dot is 7. So in the follow position of 6, 7 will be added. So in the follow position of 6, 7 will be added. So we have applied rules on each dot and star node. So we'll add 5 in the 7 as we have not get any value for this position. Now next step is to construct the transition table using follow position. Now starting node for DFA will be the first position of root node. So here the first position of root node is 1. So here is the table of follow position which we have found, and we want to construct the transition table. So the first node is A, which has value 1. So we want to find the transition for this A node. So the follow position of 1 is 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 1 represent the A input symbol, means 1 is the position of A input symbol. So 2, 3, 4, 5 will be added in A input symbol. So as the value of 2, 3, 4, 5 does not match with the previously generated state, so we'll name this state as B. Now for this state B, we'll find the transition. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 is the position of A, 3 is the position of B, 4 is the position of C, and 5 is the position of D. So first we'll check for the follow position of 2. So as the follow position of 2 is 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5 will be added in A input symbol. 2, 3, 4, 5 will be added in A input symbol. Now 3, so the follow position of 3 is 3, 4, 5. So the 3, 4, 5 will be added in the position of 3, which is B. So 3, 4, 5 will be added in B. Now here this 2, 3, 4, 5 match with the previously generated state B. So we'll name this state as B. And as the value 3, 4, 5 does not match with the previously generated state A and B, so we'll name this state as C. Now the position 4, so the position 4 is of input symbol C and the follow position of 4 is 6. So 6 will be added in the follow position, 6 will be added in C input symbol, and as this value does not match with the previously generated state, so we'll name this state as new state D. Same the 5, so 5 is the position of D, so the follow position of 5 is 6, so 6 will be added in the D input symbol, and as the value 6 match with the D state, so we'll name this state as D. So now we need to find the transition for C and D. So C node has value 3, 4, 5. So the 3, 4, 5. So 3 represent B, 4 represent C, and 5 represent D. So the follow position of 3 will be added in B input symbol. So 3, 4, 5 will be added in B input symbol. And we'll name this as C as it match with the C state. Then the follow position of 4 will be added in C. So we'll name this state. So we'll add 6 in input symbol C and we'll name this state as D. Then the follow position of 5 will be added in D. So 6 will be added in D and we'll name this state as D, as the value of this D match with the previously generated state D. Now we want to find the transition for D, which has value 6. So the 6 value represent the position of F input symbol. So the follow position of 6 is 7. So 7 will be added in the F input symbol. So as this value does not match with the previously generated state, so we'll name this state as new state E. Now we want to find the value E. Now as the 7 represent the hash node which has follow position 5, so no more new node will be generated for this E node. Okay, so the transition table has been created. Find this transition table represent the errors. Now next step is to generate the DFA from this transition table. So here is the transition table. So we want to draw DFA from this transition table. So starting node is A. So from A, there is A transition from A to B. So from A to B, there is A transition. Then now from B to B, there is A transition. So B to B, A transition. B to C, there is B transition. So from B to C, there is B transition. Then B to D, there is C transition. So from node B to D, there is C transition. And from B to D, there is D transition. So from B to D, there is D transition. Okay, now next is for C node. So from C to C, there is B transition. So from C to C, B transition. Then from C to D, there is C transition and D transition. So from C to D, there is C and D transition. Then from D to F, there is Then from D to E node, there is F transition. So from D to E, there is F transition, and from E, there is no node. So now DFA has been generated. Now which node will be final state? So the node which has position of hash will be final state. So here E will be final state as E has position 7 which is of hash. So E will be final state. So DFA has been generated. So we have converted regular expression into DFA using syntax tree method. Thank you.